Hey you guys, Life Coach Bridget here to share some Me 3 love with you, because that's what I do. Look, before I begin, let me say this. If you're not doing so already, I'd like to invite you guys to follow me on Instagram. I am loving me some me, because I do. Okay. I'm asking you all to do that because on Tuesday I will be going live, and my topic is who you calling a bitch. All right, so join me over there if you have Instagram. All right, and yeah, it'll be live, and I'll give you guys more information as we get closer to the date. Now, what I want to talk about today is I had a conversation with a gentleman a little while ago, and we were talking about how well, I had mentioned how men for the longest times were known as being the provider for the family. Okay, he took care of the home. And in me saying that, this gentleman says to me, I've never heard of that. And I said, excuse me? And he says, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of men being the provider of the home. It's always been 50-50. And so, and I'm just going to say it, that kind of fucked me up, because I'm thinking, if I'm 52 and he's 55, and he's saying that and he's a black man, and he's never heard of the men being known as the provider, and it's always been 50-50. And so I say to him, well, here's the thing, I said, back in the day, that's what men were. I said, and then when they went off to war, then women were, went to work in the factories and things of that nature. I said, but even in that, men go off to war, and men go off to serve for this country, and they send money home. Okay, they're the providers. All right. And he says, no, it's always been 50-50. Because my grandmother and my grandfather both told me that, growing up or whatever. And I was like, okay, the 50-50 thing came into effect later on down the line. Okay. I said, and I can go into the story on why that happened and this, that, and the other. And one day I am going to do it. But for the sake of this video and the conversation that I was having with this gentleman, he just wasn't open to hearing anything that I said, because he was just dead set on what his grandmother and his grandfather had told him. He had never heard of anything being, and he had never heard of men being the providers for the family. He says, because where he's from in the Midwest, that's just not how they do it. I was thinking, okay, well, if you're the representation for everyone in the Midwest, then they have a poor representative. Okay. It just is what it is. All right. I said, because for many years, that's what men were known for doing, providing for their family. I said, and the 50-50 thing came along down the line, later on down the line. But check this out. He happens to be one of three people. Okay. And the three that I'm talking about are, you have people who will hear what you say. It goes in one ear and out the other. You have people who will claim to listen to what you're saying, whereas they're just listening to react. Okay. And then you have those people who actively listen. Okay. And he just happens to be a listen to react type person. All right. And because I had come to that conclusion about him, I chose to no longer entertain him. Okay, because to me it was utterly embarrassing to know that you are 55 years old, you are a black man, and you claim to have never heard that. And I just have a hard time believing that. All right. But hey, it is what it is. Check this out. My superpowers, one of them is actively listening. The other is learning. I enjoy learning new things all the time. Okay, so if what I'm saying or what I said to this person, if it's incorrect, please correct me. Okay, so this way I can go back and apologize and what is it called? Rectify the situation. I can go back and share what I've learned, all right, and go from there. So yeah, sorry about that, had a call come through. So yeah, if you guys can just provide me with some feedback or educate me, then I'd appreciate it. In the meantime, I'm Life Transformation Coach Bridget. My specialties are relationships, parenting, self-care, trauma care, and business coaching. All right, I am also the founder and creator of an organization called Bridget Homies, which is an acronym that stands for Broadcasting Real Issues, Devouring Girls Everywhere Today, and Helping Our Males Individually Express Self. There is where I provide a platform for our young adults between the ages of 12 and 24 to come and freely express themselves without any concerns of being judged or ridiculed by anyone. Okay, I am also the founder of our clothing line, which is called We Are Optimistic, because we are. Many see the glass as half empty. We see it as half full, running over. They say you are what you eat, and we say you become what you wear. Therefore, become optimistic. It looks better on you. All right? So, yeah. I've always thought men were the providers, were at one point known as the providers. But, hey, I don't know everything. So help me. Me three. Motivate, encourage, empower, embrace, because that's what I do. I love you guys to life.